Hello everyone, Manithral here, and welcome back to the weekly update video for RS3. Now this week we actually have a lot of announcements coming up to us from all sorts of all over the place, and it's absolutely fantastic. So this week we don't have like a big major update, considering what's all still going on in the world. It kind of makes sense. But we do have the Ninja Strike for today's weekly update. We also have a few other things that I want to get into in a little bit. You guys can kind of maybe see it behind my big old head for the camera. But first up, we got the Ninja Strike, which they touched the ranch out of time. So it says, never let it be said that RuneScape players don't have a heart. They received loads of requests to give Great Granny Potterington her very own retirement home in the ranch at a time, which it did seem kind of bare, to be perfectly honest. So they put together a little tiny, a little storm barn, which will have easier access to an even biggest dino buddies. There's also going to be a bank a little closer, so that Granny doesn't have to go as far. So it's a little bit of good quality of life. It's more homey for that section. There is the Raptors chest update, which is, yes, there's nobody in the ninja team cannot contact, not even the mysterious Raptor. So it says, firstly, the Raptors basic outfit is now guaranteed drop from the chest, so upgrading them to the advanced outfit will be a cinch. In addition, the Raptors advanced outfit will no longer degrade over time, so you can still look snazzy throughout your Slayer adventures. And secondly, the Raptor seems to have used this opportunity to fill the chest with wider range of loot, including the all-new Archaeology salvage. So that'll actually be fantastic to get a hold of that, not only for disassembly, but for alchemization. And then finally, they said that they moved the Raptor chest from its old spot in Burthorpe, and you can now find it in War's Retreat. So it is no longer in Burthorpe, it is in War's Retreat, which is actually kind of nice because, again, it has a free teleport there anyway, so do check that out. Next, we have the Stone Spirit drop. So it says this week's, they've given a more appropriately high-level Stone Spirit drops from various places in the game. This includes your favorite bosses and Slayer monsters, and even things like the rare drop table and Profundus crystal chests. So it's a lot more balanced. There for a while, basically, I'm not sure if you guys are very familiar with getting these drops, but you basically get a lot of them all the way up to Adamant, and after Adamant, it was very, very rare to get like anything. You could occasionally get some rune ones, but like the other ones were just so scarce, regardless of what you had to fight. There's new item packs, so they managed to be able to squeeze yak hides and raw meats into packs for much easier purchasing across Gillinor. It's just obviously once you unpack them, you can't put them back in the pack. Grace of the Elves has seen a little bit of a touch, which is another popular request to make feeding signs of the porter to the Grace a bit less of a hassle. So now all you have to do is right click, no longer press, the necklace from your equipment screen and choose between charge porter or charge all porters. So just an additional little option, which is actually kind of nice because now you just charge it up. Double XP is coming again. This is fantastic news, especially for people who are still stuck in quarantine. So this is from May 8th, which is this Friday, and until May 18th, you have up to 48 hours per individual of double XP benefits. Keep in mind, this will still not work for Archaeology, as it's still within the 6-month amnesty for boosts. The drop has closed once again, saving you from more fall damage, but it should be back. But it does say if you like. Oh wait, it will be back, but not anytime soon, probably. But it does say if you would like to know more about how the money will help people all over the world, tune in to their charity partner AMAs coming to Reddit later this month, which for May 14th is a CPSL Mind, and May 28th is the Princess Trust. The Yak track, the Zodiac track, has drifted back off towards the stars. So that is also has received its finale. Oddments refresh, so these are now refreshed, restocked from fabulous treasures from the past, including the beach sand outfit and Norm the clockwork gnome pet. There's a data live stream this week, and it says last Thursday their JMods revealed a wealth of RuneScape statistics in the data live stream. So if you missed the math, you can actually rewatch it, and there's actually a link in the main page. Ancient Legionary update. So last month's Twitch Prime reward was the Ancient Legionary armor. And it came out looking a bit chunkier than they had probably planned. So it has now been updated in better proportions for female player models. So do enjoy that. Now, and speaking of live streams, we have 3 of them this week, which is Tuesday, March 5th at 1700 BST, which is a RuneScape Spring Update. So that'll be quite interesting, which it looks like they're talking a lot about archaeology, but what's to come. Thursday, May 7th at 1700 BST is RuneScape Monthly Pub Quiz. And Friday, May 8th at 1500 BST, which is the featured stream, which is Evo Lucario. So do check all these out. Now, before I get into patch notes, there's one little thing I want to get into right now, is actually the RuneScape iOS closed beta. So currently it is in a closed beta, and it will be kicking off May 11th. So those who have iOS and who have put in for it will be able to get it. There is a total of 9,900 slots that will be made available to people in total who use iOS. So if this is something you want to get into, be sure to go to your App Store, install Test Flight on your Apple device. Once the RuneScape iOS beta is live, a Test Flight link will be shared on RuneScape.com. Once the link has opened, Test Flight on your iOS device, tap on Start Testing under the Join Beta heading, and follow the instructions within Test Flight to download the RuneScape iOS closed beta, and then start playing, and of course give your feedback. I know a lot of people are kind of irritated about how it took so long, but there is legitimate reasons why. Part of it is just because of how, RuneScape has been a PC game for years, and this is probably the biggest one is, RuneScape has been a PC game for years. They had to remove some of their gambling things, which is actually good. They had to change that up. That's very good. But the biggest part about that is there's a lot of PC text and type stuff in it, which Android doesn't really care as much, but iOS does. So they had to actually go through and remove stuff that referred to iOS PC type stuff and change it into user friendly across all platforms, which can be kind of a pain, but it's probably a big part of the reasons why it took so long. Not because they didn't want to, it's just because there's a lot of things they had to change first. And then finally we got the patch notes, which here we go. This is Ninja Strike number 4. So this is for the Grace of the Elves. 2 new teleport options have been added while wearing the item, which means you can recharge the necklace while skilling. Charge of the Porter will add 1 sign of the Porter to the necklace. Charge all Porters will add all signs in the inventory until full or near full charge. Which I've done that a lot, because sometimes it'll be like 490 charges out of 500, and I'll have like 10 extra charges that'll warn me if I want to actually do that or not. 3 new settings have been added to the necklace. Always Warn will continue warn the players before charging the signs of the Porter. Always Consume will cause Grace of the Elves to automatically consume signs of the porter until full, and never consume will never attempt to waste any extra porter charges and will stop prompting a warning. The buff icon is now removed when necklace reaches 0 charges. The necklace will now prioritize activated sign of the porter instead of inactive ones. When the porter functionality is disabled, the number of charges remaining will show the debuff bar icon. A filterable chat message has been added to notify players when their Grace of the Elf charges reaches 0. When adding just one porter to the necklace, players will no longer be asked for confirmation. Stone of Spirit rebalancing. We actually talked about that, and if you actually click, which for some reason doesn't show it, so they changed the drop table basically. So the rare drop table used to be Adamant Gold Runite. It is now Phasmatite, Necrite, and Runite. Super rare used to be Adamant Coal Runite. Now it is Phasmatite, Necrite, Dracolith, and Auriculite. Perfidnous Crystal used to be Adamant, Coal, and Runite, which is now Auriculite, Dracolith, and Runite. Talos used to be Runite, is now Light Animica. Next used to be Runite and Luminite, which is now Necrite and Phasmatite. Next, Angel of Death, it used to be Runite, now it is Banite. God Wars Dungeon 2, which used to be Luminite, is now Dracolith and Auriculite. Raxor used to be Adamant Coal Runite, which is now Necrite, Phasmatite, and Banite. Virago used to be Runite, now Banite. Calvi King, Runite, then Banite. Magister, Runite, then Banite. Corporal Beast, Adamant, and Runite, is now Phasmatite and Necrite. Legions were Runite, now Banite. Bars, Rise of the Six, Runite, now Banite. Queen Black Dragon used to be Dracolith, Auriculite, Runite, and Luminite. It is now Dracolith, Auriculite, Necrite, Phasmatite. And General Grador used to be Adamant, Coal, Runite. It is now Auriculite, Dracolith, and Runite. Hard mode, which was Adamite and Coal, is now Auriculite and Dracolith. Krill's Susaroth used to be Runite. It is now Auriculite. And same with the hard mode. Commander Ziliana used to be Runite and Gold, is now Auriculite and Dracolith. Abyssal Demon used to be Adamant and Runite, is now Auriculite and Phasmatite. Dark Beast used to be Adamant, is now Necrite. Spiritual Warrior used to be Coal Mithril, now is Luminite and Runite. Ripper Demon was Coal and is now Necrite and Phasmatite. Archeon Mammoth was Adamant and is now Necromite and Phasmatite. Moon Dragon Runite is now Necrite and Phasmatite. Oryx, which used to be Runite and Adamant, are now Dracolith and Banite. And Gargoyle, which used to be Mithril, Adamant, and Coal, is now Adamant, Luminite, and Runite. So that's actually a lot of changes, guys. For the better, we shall see. The Ranch Out of Time, the animal buyers and the bank chests are now more accessible. The seasonalizer has been removed as it has no functionality for the ranch animals. There is now space for the storm barn to be built in the Ranch Out of Time. The building permit can be purchased for 7,500 beans. You will need 15,000 wood, hides, and leaves from the Anachronia base camp to build the storm barn. The storm barn is a requirement for being there, done that, got the postcard, achievement for the completionist cape. Teleporting to the Ranch Out of Time will now land players directly where Granny Potterington and the dinosaurs buyers are situated. The first teleport after today's update will still land players in the previous location on the beach. Players can now teleport to the Ranch Out of Time via the Max Guild Garden portal. The ability to attune the portal there can be bought from miscellaneous reward sections from the farmer for 5,000 beans. Raptor's chest and outfit rebalancing and quality of life. So it has been renamed the Raptor's Chest of Slaying. The chest has been moved from Birthright towards Retreat. The order in which drops are rewarded has been reorganized. The chest now uses a reward interface similar to those found in other reward chests. The new interface shows the total value of the rewards and also allows them to be banked from the interface. When claiming VIP Slayer tickets, and chat messages will appear to show how many you've received and how many you have in total. The chat message for receiving Slayer points now shows how many you have in total. A new Slayer point icon has been created so that it can be displayed on the rewards interface. Upon using a Raptor Slayer lamp, you will now be asked for a confirmation before it gives a Slayer XP. A combine option has been added to the key parts for easy use on desktop and mobile. An observe option has been added to the full key to guide players to the chest location. When combining a key, a message will appear that guides the player to the chest location. I think I just said that. Adjusted messaging when opening the chest without a key to inform players where to find the key pieces. Raptor chest drops. The Raptor basic outfit is now guaranteed. The unlock text for the Raptor's basic outfit in the wardrobe has been adjusted to reflect the above. The chance of receiving a Raptor weapon has been increased from 1 in 200 to 1 in 50. General drops have been rebalanced and include more up-to-date data rewards. So, some of the dropped items now are: drop 1 is the Hydrix bolt tips, Onyx bolt tips. 2 is large blunt rune salvage, large spiky rune salvage, medium bladed auriculum salvage, dark animica stone spirit, and light animica stone spirit. 3 is uncut onyx, uncut dragonstone, uncut diamond. 4 is magic seeds, guarana seeds, dragon fruit seeds, tomb shroom seeds, spores. 5 is water talisman, steel ingot, blue and crimson charms, and yak hides. 6 is wine of Ceradomin, wine of Zamrock, crushed nest, and grimy lanthanime. 7 is a ceramic scale battle staff, and 8 is the frost dragon bones. The outfit improvements: the advanced outfit cosmetic override no longer degrades at all and becomes a permanent unlock. As such, the kill required for the upgrade has been increased from 30 to 50. It's not that much. The unlock text for Raptor's outfit in the wardrobe has been adjusted to reflect the new amount of kills required. The info box displayed when upgrading is obtained is now to a highlighted the unlock. General: the generic reward for interface now allows you to withdraw items noted or unnoted. Some of the meats in Ooglug Meat Shop have been returned into packs of meat for easier purchase. Various meats that always had zero stock have been removed from the shop to reduce clutter. The shop display has been reshuffled. Some of the items, namely the packs, now restock daily reset instead of on a 24-hour timer. Yak hides in the Yaitso shop have been turned into yak hide packs to allow for easier purchase. When the herbicide option to auto-collect herb is turned on, they'll go straight into the herb bag instead of into the backpack, which is fantastic. Archaeology. So there's more improvements for the skill. Texture and Spirit of Annihilation and Masterwork Spirit of Annihilation have been improved. The Ruthless Invention perk now appears with the correct icon above the buff bar. Fixes some instances of material caches clipping through into the floor of Carrot It and the Infernal Source. Players will now be able to place some instance in the Warforge area after completing Into the Forge Mystery. It is now possible to contribute a single item to collection via a menu option on the item inside the collector's interface. Players can now discover pylon batteries while excavating in the Carrot prison block. The Spear of Annihilation and Masterwork Spear of Annihilation are now treated as Bandos items in the God Wars dungeon. The forge doors inside the Warforge will now list the keys you are missing to obtain it, as long as you have found at least one already. Fix minor clipping issues in the Infernal Source. Bad luck mitigation for the artifacts have been increased. It will now take players at least five received artifacts into account when awarding a new one. A missing cadmium red material cache has been returned to its rightful place in the Star Lodge cellar. Fix an issue allowing players to see through coincidental material caches. An additional perk has been added to the Archaeology skill cape. While sworn, the players receive an additional 1% spirit focus when excavating at a certain spot with a timed spirit. A fixed an issue that was causing empty charge pack messages to appear whilst excavating without an augmented item. Fix an issue where certain islands in the Infernal Source were being removed if you had removed roofs and setting set to selective. Flowing lava in the Infernal Source will no longer disappear if you stand close to it. Fix an issue in the Infernal Source where lava faucet was not being removed while the camera was moved inside of it. The Master Archaeology outfit will now grant access to the Fixate ability. You can activate this from the skilling from the Magic Spellbook. Fixate can be activated on an archaeological excavation to guarantee the type of artifact that will be gathered from the spot. Fixate can be activated 3 times per day. A researcher that was causing misclicks by standing too close to the Archaeology research table has been moved south. Added a confirmation. Oh my goodness, there's so many patch notes. Added a confirmation message when leaving the Praetorium and carried it to help prevent players accidentally leaving the area. Chronodes can now be added to and used from the currency pouch. That's fantastic. Hotfix, transmog rings such as Ring of Stone can no longer be activated while in PvP zones. Additionally, transmog rings can no longer be reclaimed from the emo's interface while in the duel arena. The ancient Legionary outfit has been adjusted to better fit female characters. The textures of the ancient Legionary armor, shield, sword have been improved. Added a bank icon to the Birthorb training camp chest. Updated the subscription of coin prizes of the Treasure Hunter 5 million to 200 million to show that these prizes are members only. And bug fixes. Fix an issue that was preventing the Dwarven Army axe from being used as a pickaxe. Fix an easy clue scroll hinting reference to Common Academy, so it no longer references content that is outdated and gone. Fix an issue that caused mobile users to crash after killing the Angel of Death, and corrected the start point in the Shipshire mini quest in the journal. So that is actually it for today, and that is it for the patch notes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe down below, and until next time, later guys.